Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of CookieCast. Today on CookieCast, it's the Darkest Timeline. Today, we are talking new music. Again, new music and different music. Not your run-of-the-mill music from this guy. No, different music. T-shirts, road trips, and building memories. That'll make more sense when you listen to it. We've got TV, no movie this week. We watched a movie, but it wasn't one that I needed to review because I've reviewed it before. Flat computer games and VR computer games, all to come. Before we get started, please do consider like, share, subscribe, and comment. Leave a review where you can leave a review. Share the podcast around, people. Any of our podcasts, if you listen to one of them, just share that one. Or if you're feeling super generous, share them all. It means a lot to us. We really appreciate it. And we'll send you big kisses. Right, let's get started. Here we go. This is CookieCast, the Darkest Timeline. Hello. How are you doing? It is Bank Holiday Monday, right at this moment in time. It's not too late. I imagine I will double back a couple of times to the fact that it's Bank Holiday Monday. The illusion. I think bank holidays are to stop people going absolutely insane. I've always had this theory, and every time one rolls round, I'm like, this is to stop people going insane, cracking up, and just going fully postal. So yeah, cheery thoughts to start with. How are you doing? Are you well? Are you having a good day? Are you having a good week, month, lifetime? If your answer to any of those questions is yes, I am happy for you. If the answer to any of those questions are no, not really, reach out to us here at the podcast. We would love to hear from you. Reach out to anybody, friends, family, or anybody. And obviously out there are a variety of different services you can contact if you are not doing okay. But like I say, if you want to reach out to us here at the podcast, we will happily talk to you. I'd love to hear from you. Just reach out, people. In the new format, I know I keep harping on about the new format, and I know that there are probably people out there thinking, what new format? In the new format, I was like, right, this one's going to be super tight, super concise, super together. And then I had an experience today where I was like, yeah, I was going to try and avoid talking about this subject, but I can't get away from it. So I had to add something to the list. Then I remembered I'd not added a couple of things to the list anyway. Started getting a little long in the tooth. What was that thing about some sort of path somewhere paved with good intentions? Anyway, not important. What is important is to get cracking. I am standing on many cables right now. And honestly, it's annoying me. It's fucking me off. It's one of the series of things that's fucking me off at the moment. But that is a completely different conversation, story, or anything like that. So let's get started, because we can, you know what they say about procrastination. Every now and then you'll get a music review from me, but I feel like you probably know what you're going to get. If I was like, hey, I'm going to review an album, you know it's going to fall smack in the middle of a particular genre, and that genre is probably something metal based. I'm pretty sure the last album I reviewed in the last couple of weeks will have been what I believe is termed reggae metal, and before that, I don't know what Rob Zombie is considered to be. Metal, I guess. Anyway, no important. Had a message from a long-time friend, and they were like, "Oh, have you got the kids listening to this?" I was like, "The fuck is that? New album?" I'm like, "Okay." I was like, I don't know what that is. Never heard of it. They're like, "Oh, it's what the kids would call a banger." I'm like, So, it's probably more of a story here, but in the interest of keeping things tight, some people can review things to me, and I'd be like, I need to be aware of this. I need to check this out. I need to be, I need to be on this because this person has reviewed this thing to me, and I need to take note. I have a friend who can review something to me, and I'll be like, I will check that out immediately. They can review something else, a different genre, a different media, a different type of something to me, and I go, I am never going to check that out. The same person. I've learned over years that certain people can review certain things, and if they do, you go, it's got to be a priority. In fact, let me look it up now. Versus the same person can say, "Oh my God, I'm into this, whatever," and you go, then it's terrible. So, I get this message, and I listen to this album. I was like, I have never heard of that band. But something, I don't know, maybe I was feeling generous. Maybe I was feeling overly whatever. Maybe I was feeling, I don't know, maybe I'd got extra fibre in my diet that day. Who knows what came over me? I was like, I'm going to make a mental note of that because I feel like somebody sends you a message out of the blue. They're obviously very taken with it and they obviously want to pass that on. And there are times that I want to sort of foster things like that because I know how I can be. If I get passionate about something, I want everybody to be passionate about it. And it's taken me, I'd say, 40 plus years to realise, hey, nobody cares. And if you're passionate about something, you just have to be passionate about it on your own. And that's kind of that. Like, the games I play, I know pretty much nobody else will be playing them. 5 million copies sold means nothing when none of your friends are interested in it. This game I've been playing for 2 years, it's now got a full release when nobody you know has ever played it. Means nothing to them. So just give up, just enjoy that you enjoy it. However, sometimes, you have to throw people a bone. Little wins. Like I say, there's more of a story here, but not enough to go into right now. So, friend sends me a message. Have you got the kids listening to the new Kneecap album? I go, I've never fucking heard of Kneecap. I'm thinking Mel. The person who sent me the message versus me. I'm like, it's got to be Mel. So, little googly moogly tells me it is absolutely not metal. It's Irish hip hop. Yes, though that is apparently a thing. Irish hip hop. I see that there's some controversy around this band. I'm like, Okay. Easiest thing to do right now is to go to YouTube or any other video streaming service that doesn't want to ram adverts down your throat and type in Kneecap and see what comes up. And a video rose to the top like the cream A video rose to the top. It turned out that there was a reason that was sort of the top hit because it's been very popular for a variety of different reasons. Not necessarily, and this might sound weird, but not necessarily for the music. Like I say, there's a bit of controversy and stuff around this band. I listened to the top hit and went, oh, okay. Not the sort of thing I was expecting. Not the sort of thing that I'd be particularly wanting, and a series of other things. Now I have learned from experience that the top hit, the top search item, the top whatever, is not necessarily the best example of anything. If you want to look for a game review, and you put in the game/review, whatever, don't necessarily need to go with the top one. Scroll down a bit, see what's got, like, do you want 100 and something thousand views, or do you want 26,000 views? Maybe 26,000 views is a little more grounded. Look at the name. If it's got 3 letters, then chances are they were paid for their review. If it's, a name you recognize as they're all right for reviews, maybe go with that sort of thing. So don't always rely on the top hit. So if you've listened to something or you've watched a video on YouTube, it will then give you, here's a suggestion for you. And sometimes completely different band if you listen to music. And sometimes it comes back around to the band in question. Now, I didn't have time for this. It was in the process of children heading to bed. I'm like, okay, well, what's the next on the list? If you've done a search for Kneecap, presumably you've got a list of other songs. I go into another song. I go, well, this is completely different. This is completely different to the one that I listened to before. And I kind of like it. It's not my standard traditional, the thing that I would choose to listen to. It's not something that I would, fall upon unless, I don't know, maybe somebody recommended it to me. But I kind of like it. Now, you've got to bear in mind, this is a first listen. And I'm like, I kind of like this. It's kind of cool. That song finishes. These songs they're not super long. Hip hop is generally in a, 3, 4, no more than 5 minute sort of area. So you're like, okay, this isn't causing me any great issues to listen to these songs. Let's try another one. Get a real feel for this. Put another one on, and this one I was like, ooh, yeah, I like that. So, partway through, I'm like, right, okay. I jump over to, I try not to, I don't know what you call it. I try not to promote anyway, but I don't know why I get so warm sitting here podcasting. It's not like the frigging heating's on. A store that is attached to my phone, let's say. And I searched for the band, and I searched for the albums, and I searched for the most recent, and, never judge a book by the cover. The cover was kind of cool. Like, okay, I went into it, and it told me that their latest album that had come out like 2 days ago at that point in time was £5. And I was like, you can't get anything for a £5 these days. So £5. Okay. It's got plenty of tracks. It's a £5. The last album I bought was I think it was like 6, 7 quid or something. I'm like, what's going on with music these days? I'm like, okay, so it's £5. I can part with £5 for an album that I might like, and I might go, it was okay, or it's not for me, or whatever. A £5. Back to YouTube, I go, another couple of songs under my belt. I was like, do you know something? I'm prepared to roll the dice on this. I pay my £5. I get the album downloaded and I start listening to it. at some point, like, I'm making food, Leanne comes in, she's like, the fuck are you listening to? I was like, I've had this album, I've had this band recommended to me, like the album and stuff. I sent a picture to the person that recommended it to me with the purchased banner on it. And they were like, who bought this? Was it you? Like, yeah. It was a $5. Thought I'd give it a whirl. You said it was good. They immediately launched into, oh, you know, it might be this, it might be that, it might be a bit too much for the kids. It's angry. And I was like, well, you know, they're obviously quite political. There's a lot of stuff mentioned in their political. One of the songs is a very political name. Gave the album a full listen. I was like, I don't hate it. I kind of like it. It reminds me of Run the Jewels, and I'd be a big Run the Jewels fan. Those first couple of series of Invincible, where like fights would kick off and then drop some like Run the Jewels beat, and you're like, ha, yes, fucking please. It reminds me a lot of Run the Jewels, and I'm like, I am all for this. Gave the album a full listen. Got my youngest daughter to have a little listen. She was like, yeah, I like it. I listened to it again the next day, and then I listened to it again later that day, and then I had it on in the car for something we'll talk about in a bit. And yeah, I like it. I like it enough to listen to it. I like it enough to talk about it right now. But I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the fact that I got a message that was like, are you listening to this? I was like, I am not. I've never heard of that. What the fuck? But I took a chance. I rolled the dice. Spent my £5. Got an album. Something that I've listened to. I've added it to my current playlist. I'm happy to listen to it. I will listen to it again, and I will keep listening to it, and presumably enjoying it more and more the more I listen to it. And all because of going, do you know what? Fuck it. For a £5, I'm happy to be disappointed. I can spend a £5 stepping out of bed. Sometimes I spend money because of the times I've spent money on ridiculous shit. I'll come home, like, well, I'll take one of the kids somewhere, and then I'll come home with something, and it's like, we didn't need this. A child said to me in a shop the other day, we need to get these crackers. It's like, you already have those crackers. No, I have the banana one. These are the fruit ones, and because of that, I need these ones. I was like, I haven't got the strength or energy to argue with you right now. Put them in the basket. Those crackers probably went in a drawer. They'll probably never be seen again. I can spend £5 on an album that I'll probably listen to many, many, many times and enjoy when I do. So, yeah. But went outside the comfort zone. Was rewarded. Yay for the comfort zone. No, that's not. Doesn't matter. You get what I mean. Here's the thing that I wasn't going to talk about, but I'm so fucking annoyed. Oh man, I'm so annoyed. Are you like me that you get a t-shirt spot? Now, I fully appreciate that people and t-shirts don't go together like me and t-shirts. I get it. Everybody loves a t-shirt, but a little bit of an obsession. I love a fucking t-shirt. Love a t-shirt. I had a debate that lasted this entire... It's gone on for 4 days. 4 days over a t-shirt. The reason being is, I saw a t-shirt, I went, that t-shirt is so fucking cool. A friend of mine's birthday is coming up. I went, oh my God, that fucking t-shirt would be perfect for that person's birthday. That t-shirt is too good for that person. I need that t-shirt, and I don't think I can buy that t-shirt for that person because it's too good a t-shirt, and that t-shirt should be my t-shirt. 4 days I ummed and ahed, and in the end, I ordered it for myself. It was too good a t-shirt. I couldn't knowingly let that person walk around wearing that t-shirt, looking at it every time going, that should have been mine. And I don't think they would have appreciated it the way I would have appreciated. And now I'm in a situation where I don't have a gift. So I'm going to have to find a replacement gift. That's me and t-shirts. I bought somebody a t-shirt for Christmas. And it was the exact same thing. I was like, this t-shirt's so fucking cool. I want them to have this t-shirt because it's really fucking cool. But, man, this t-shirt's really fucking cool. God damn it. It's that kind of thing. So I have a t-shirt spot. A place I order t-shirts from. They come up. They're cool. I am wearing one right now. Right at this moment in time, I'm wearing one. It's fucking cool. I like t-shirts. I like funny t-shirts. I like fun t-shirts. I've learnt my lesson over the years to not get too crazy with what's on your t-shirt. And I now have a collection of t-shirts that I can only wear in certain situations. Don't wear them if you're going to the park. Don't wear them if you're going to do the school pickup. Don't wear them in the office. Don't wear them if you know you're going to go somewhere that there are children present, etc. I have a series of t-shirts that I can't wear all day, every day. And I have a series of t-shirts that I could wear, I don't know, what's like to a christening. Is that, you get the idea. I've got a variety of different t-shirts. I have hundreds of t-shirts, and now I have hundreds of t-shirts in a variety of different sizes. Anyway, I have a t-shirt spot, a place that sends me an email every day. Hey, we've got some t-shirts. Do you want these t-shirts? And I go, yeah, one of those is all right, but I can't just buy a t-shirt. And then they're like, hey, you know, you can have a money off these t-shirts. Oh, we're doing a sale and blah, 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 blah. And I'm happy. I'm a happy man. I get a place where I can go and I can order my t-shirts and I can buy my t-shirts and get my t-shirts when I need my t-shirts. And honestly, I don't think I'll ever need t-shirts again, but I'll still be buying them. One day, about 3 weeks ago, I was in the office. I was in the kitchen in the office. And somebody walked into the kitchen and they were wearing a t-shirt. And I looked at the t-shirt and went, that t-shirt's cool. I recognise that t-shirt because I've nearly bought that t-shirt before. Which means I know where you got that t-shirt. Fuck. And I knew, and I should have known there and then. But I knew somebody's been blabbing. Oh, yeah. So here's the deal, right? A friend of mine, he also appreciates a t-shirt. He likes a good t-shirt. He has t-shirts that I am envious of. I go, man, that's a cool fucking t-shirt. You shouldn't have that t-shirt. I should have that t-shirt. That t-shirt's cool. We may or may not have somewhat of a t-shirt related war going on. He doesn't know this, but I know, and that's what's important. The number of times he has said to me this, oh, t-shirt this, t-shirt that, t-shirt. Where do you get your t-shirts from? You've usually got a cool t-shirt. And I go, you know something? There are 2 or 3 places that I order t-shirts from these days, and I can never remember where I get them from. Like sometimes I'll order a t-shirt, it comes from one place, and another time I'll order a t-shirt, it comes from somewhere else. And sometimes Leanne just orders me a t-shirt for like birthday or Christmas, Father's Day. You know, they just arrive. I honestly couldn't tell you where they come from. What that means is I ain't telling you where I'm ordering my fucking t-shirts from because I don't want you ordering fucking t-shirts from where I order my fucking t-shirts because I don't want you to get the same t-shirt as me. I certainly don't want you blowing up my t-shirt spot. I see this guy wearing a t-shirt. I go, that t-shirt's cool. I recognise that t-shirt. Some mother flipper has been ordering t-shirts. It's fine, he says. It's not fine. It's fine, he says. I know that this is a one-off. It's definitely not going to be a one-off. I know that this is a one-off. A few days later, I'm driving down the road. And I see somebody walking the other direction. And I went, that t-shirt is from the website I order from. You motherfuckers, somebody's been fucking blabbing. Because this was a different person, in a different place, completely randomly, wearing a t-shirt that I recognised from the site I order from. I was like, you motherfuckers. Couple of days go by, I'm out and about, somebody goes past, I was like, that's one of those fucking t-shirts. In the last 3 weeks, I have seen multiple people wearing t-shirts that I know for a fact come from the site that I use. Saturday morning, I'm driving home from climbing, minding my own fucking business. I'm driving down the road. I get to a certain point, and there is somebody coming the other way, and I go, not only is that a t-shirt from the site I use, I own that t-shirt. Well, fan-fucking-tastic, I'm going to have to go home and burn that fucking t-shirt now, aren't I? The irony is, it's got fire on the front of it. I was like, fucking bastard. I told Leanne, I was like, somebody has blown up my fucking t-shirt spot and now I can't order fucking t-shirts from them anymore. And now I have to stop wearing all of those t-shirts because it's only going to be a matter of time where I turn up somewhere wearing a t-shirt. Some other fucker's got it on. We are driving home today as a family and I said in the car, look right there. That person's got one of the fucking t-shirts on. She was like, have you got that t-shirt? I was like, no, but it's from the site I use. Now what? Now what do I do? Where am I supposed to buy t-shirts from? Now, I know some of you might think, well, maybe you don't need any more t-shirts. Maybe you can stop saying the word t-shirts. Fucking fuck. I'm so angry. I'm angry. So angry I need a drink. In the words of Maverick, I need a beer to put out these flames. That was a paraphrase because I'm pretty sure the line is, I need a beer to put these flames out. Whoa! So, not 100% sure what started this, but I got it in my mind. I got to be in my bonnet about doing a road trip. And I co-opted the help of my youngest daughter. I've reached a stage in my life. I'm going through a thing. I'm going through a phase. I don't know if it is a phase. I think I'm moving into a new phase in life. And I think I'm trying to put together the things that are important for my children. And where there was a point in time, I was like, oh, you got to put together, money and, leave money for them. And, they'll get this and they'll get that and, all of that sort of stuff. And then I saw this thing that was saying, like, if your only focus is leaving behind money for your children, you're a bad parent because it means that you've not prepared them well enough. And I'm like, you know something, you're right. I should spend all my money instead. Obviously not. So for a long time, it was like, I've got to make sure I'm doing this, and I've got to make sure I'm doing that. I've got to put this money here. I've got to put this money there. I've got to make sure they're taken care of because what will they do when I'm gone? I'm moving into this new phase now. This new phase is making memories. So, a couple of weeks ago, I think I spoke about I attempted to make a memory with my middle daughter where I was like, hey, you know, it's just going to be me and you. And I think that'll be nice. We're going to go and do a thing. Well, you're going to go and do a thing. I'll be there. But it'll be nice. And I don't know if she got from anything, you know, I don't know if she got from it what I got from it, but I got a lot from it. It was a good experience for me. And I hope it was a good experience for her. So I was like, right, I can take a child off there. Me and my son spend certain times together throughout the week. So at this moment in time, I don't need to worry. But I will need to worry in a few months' time. I'll deal with that, cross that bridge, etc. Me and my eldest, we have these times where we spend together. Me and her doing things together quite a lot. And at this moment in time, I'm kind of in that camp of I don't necessarily need to worry too much. So, me and my middle daughter spent some time together. I really enjoyed it. I hope she enjoyed it. She said she enjoyed it. So I've got that going on over there. On the other side of things, I talked about this. I might have talked about it recently, but I talked about it certainly at a particular point in time where I said, I did this these three days worth of driving. And over those 3 days, I think I got traumatized by all the driving and where I drove to and things like that. And I was kind of done with long distance driving. I was like, yeah, I'm done with this. I know, you know, I still do. We still go places, still take the kids places. Every time we seem to go certain places, we seem to have some sort of, you know, car-related disaster usually. And I started saying, I was like, I think I'm getting ready. I think I'm gearing up. I think I'm like getting the bug for a road trip. Started having conversation with my youngest daughter about did she know, does she understand what a road trip is? Would she ever want to do one? Or this, that, and the other. We're talking about like places to go. And the road trip was born. Needed to go somewhere. She suffers from travel sickness, so that was something that needed to be addressed. We needed to talk about things like the playlist, the supplies, and so on and so forth. The whole thing fell apart at the point in time I tried to work out when to do it. Can't do it on a weekday. She's at school. I'm at work. If it was like my non-working day, I'd have my son. And it was just, there just seemed to be all these hurdles. Worked out it needed to be teacher training day. I'd take the day off. She has the day off school, can go places. I'm like, cool. You can't guarantee on a teacher training day because they're never there when you want them, but they're always there when you don't. So there was a lot of... So we were starting to sort of narrow stuff down. Next thing, my youngest daughter's like, "Oh, I'm really sad because my sisters are going to get to miss out." And I'm like, I get what you're saying, and I agree. I am with you on that one, but it's a lot bigger to do a big thing like that, like a big family road trip and so on and so forth. And obviously, while ever I'm talking to my daughter, I'm talking to Leanne, and we're trying to like put stuff together. So a plan started emerging, and then we were presented with a point in time that could have legitimately been a time to do it. And that time to do it was this weekend. Bank holiday weekend. It's perfect. Saturday is Saturday, but Sunday, well, you do something on Sunday, you've got Monday for recovery. He says. What's the one thing we know about bank holiday weekend? Think about that one for a minute. So, anyway, the plan was put into place to travel so far up the country, 2.5 hours away to go to a castle. And we were going to go to a castle, we were going to look around, going to do a bit of something, and then we were going to come back. perfect. Just remind me what it is that happens on a bank holiday weekend. That's right. It rains. Well, it's fine, because not this bank holiday weekend. No, sorry, Bob. Saturday, sunny. Monday, sunny. Sunday, torrential rain. Yeah, it was the Sunday that we'd planned to go. And it was weather dependent, because one of the activities we were going to look at doing was weather dependent. No good. So that was it. Road trip cancelled. Or so we thought. So, Leanne sends me a message. Now, I know, we live in the same house, but sometimes she's upstairs and I'm downstairs, and why the hell would we want to be in the same room together? She sends me a message with this thing on. I'm like, the fuck is this? I've never heard of this. Where is this place? And then I saw its location. And I went, I swore I'd never do it. I swore I'd never do it again. Because located in Manchester, and I'm like, I'm starting to have flashbacks. I'm like, the fuck? Then I think about the weather, and I'm like, I've never driven to Manchester when it's not been absolutely shitting it down. And I'm like, oh God, and I start shaking and shivering and having all these like flashbacks. Oh, it was the worst. I'm like, let's put that idea on the back burner, shall we? I'm like, what if we go here? What if we do this? What if we do that? Well, we can still go to the castle. It's fine. I'll drive. So it goes round and round and round and round and round. Me and Leon just keep, like a game of tennis, we just keep batting it over the fence. And she is very much in the camp that it should be the place she has picked out. And I'm very much in the camp of I don't fucking want to go. So, how does this situation resolve itself? Let's inject the child into the scenario. So I sit down with her. I'm like, okay, I want to get your opinion on something. If you could go to a castle, would you go to a castle? Or would you like to go to a big building with lots of computer games where you can play all the computer games you want? Or would you like to go to a building where you can build stuff? And she said, I'd like to go somewhere and build stuff. And I was like, yeah, but computer games, they're cool. She's like, I still want to build stuff. I was like, what about going on a ride? She was like, yeah, I'd love to go on a ride. I'm like, shit, that's the place you build things. Fuck. You sure you don't want to go to a castle? No, I want to go and build stuff and go on rides. And I went, fuck. I go back to Leanne. I was like, well, you heard what she said. She was like, yeah, I did. Let's get some tickets then. Yeah, I was like, fuck. The realization hit me. I was going to have to put my big boy pants on. And that's what I did. So, yesterday morning, I got up nice and early, showered, took the dog for a walk, got back, and I was like, right, let's fucking go then. Get in the car quick. And off we went, and we drove to Trafford Plaza. And what's at Trafford Plaza, I hear you ask? Well, it's next door to the Trafford Centre. Why is that important? It isn't, because the place we were going was next door to the Trafford Centre. Plenty of parking, that's what I heard, and it's free. Cool. And we were there to see the Lego Discovery Centre in Trafford Plaza. So, your tickets are time dependent. We booked tickets, giving plenty of time, and we left giving even more time. It was Sunday morning on a bank holiday weekend. We left too much time. We arrived 1 hour and 10 minutes before our ticket time. This is nothing short of a miracle, because I'd have to say probably the second worst journey I've ever done. The rain was torrential. The windscreen wipers gave up trying to keep up, and they were just like, I'm doing my absolute best. I am at my absolute fastest speed. And I said, I can't see shit. And they said, that's all I've got for you, bro. So when my daughter is sat in the back of the car going, I thought it was supposed to rain today. I was like, I can't see out the car. Yeah, but it's not like raining, is it? I was like, fuck off. We took many supplies. We took travel sickness bands to test out for later purposes. We took sweets, drinks, plenty of coffee, plenty of water. She took lunch, and so on and so on and so on. And we didn't need any of it. Any of it. Phone charger was maybe the only thing that actually got used. Doesn't matter. Not important. Off we toddled. We got there an hour and 10 minutes early. And we went to Trafford Plaza, because I was reliably informed that you could get from this place to the Trafford Centre. I was like, well, we'll just go and kill an hour in the Trafford Centre. It's fine. As it was, we didn't need to, because what a lovely place Trafford Plaza is. Delightful. Had an air of Caesar's Palace about it. Lots of sort of statues of like Romany Greek type deals. It was very clean. It was very spacious. One of those places. It reminded me a lot of Monk's Cross, if anybody really gets that connection. Like a designer outlet type place. It reminded me a lot of that. Like a place out in the middle of nowhere, where they put a load of shops that they expect are probably going to fail. And if I'm honest, I'm pretty sure one of the attractions was closed. They had double Primani, if that tells you anything. A Sports Direct. You know, where would we be without a Sports Direct? So we just kind of wandered for a bit. We went toilet. We looked out some of the windows. Looked out one of the windows, and I went, oh, hello. There's Tim Hortons over the road. That saves me a job, because I'd half planned to go to the Tim Hortons that I usually go to whilst in Manchester. I was like, fuck me, I can just go next door. Cool. I'm digging this. I was like, look, what do you want to do? Do you want to go here? Do you want to go there? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? She still didn't know why we were there at this point in time. She's like, there's a cafe. I was like, there is. She's like, could get a drink. Like, uh-huh. Maybe some cake. I was like, here we go. So we toddle off. We sit down. We have a drink and a cake. It's very nice. And then I was like, right, we've got 5 minutes to run to the toilet and then go to Lego Discovery. So off we go. She was like, there are no tickets available, it says. I was like, don't you worry, my friend. Got us covered. In we go. I showed them the tickets, and they were like, cool, go on in. And we got some photos done right as we walked through the door. I was like, that's going to be expensive. They were like, right, just go up in the lift. We go up in the lift. We go around. And we walk into like a Lego, like what you would expect. A load of things that have been built in Lego that you can look at. And I was like, this isn't all that big. This doesn't strike me as being all that great. Oh, fuck. Didn't bode well. This was like, this is bad times. I'm not sure about this. We go around the corner, and the first thing we come across is one of the rides that you can go on. I'm like, okay. There's not really that much of a queue to the degree that we are second in the queue. I'm like, I can work with this. This was the point in time where they had shut the ride down to kick people off it. I'm like, we're off to a great start. They eventually got everything back up and running, and away we go. And then our turn comes round, and we get on, and off we go. And the thing is like, oh, you got to shoot goblins and save the princess. And I'm like, cool, my gun doesn't work. This is going to be a fun one. So my daughter's shooting all the stuff, and I'm just pointing at the stuff for her to shoot. And we went round, and it was fine. It was a little ride, and various Lego built things. And we came off the ride, and they were like, do you want some pictures? I'm like, how much are they? They were like, a lot. I was like, I'm good, thanks. We'll maybe come back. Like never. We go through into this other bit. There's more built Lego stuff. I'm like, okay. It's fine. It's okay to look at. And then we go into like what is basically the main area, and we go through, and I'm like, okay, this is a bit more what I was expecting. And we find as we go around, there is the Lego VR ride. Now I went, oh, we've got tickets for this. And there's these two guys. They're like, oh, can we help you? And I was like, I think we've got tickets for this. He was like, let's have a look. I showed him the thing. He was like, yep, come on in. So we got in, we got sat down. They put the VR headsets on us, and away we go. And like the seats move forwards and backwards and up and down and all that. And you do the VR. And it was really good. It was a lot of fun. Could have done to have been a little bit longer, but it was enjoyable. We jumped off. Side note, my daughter was like, the best bit was the VR. I was like, talk to me. So, I was worried that we'd kind of, because I knew what we had available on the tickets that we had, I was worried that we'd kind of ruined it for ourselves. However, we still had 4D cinema to do, another ride, and all the various like building and stuff. So we did some stuff. We went on a soft play area. We went to the 4D cinema. A lot of fun, but I think we were sat too far to the side and it properly hurt my eyes. But the effects were very good. They leaned very much into the water and the wind. I believe there was supposed to be snow. And I, for a while, thought I could see something, but don't know. But it was very 3D, 4D, whatever you want. A lot of fun. She went on the soft play again. We did some Lego building. She was trying to build a car, see how it would run. That was a lot of fun. And then we found the other ride, which was like an aeroplane one that goes round and round and up and down, and you pedal it and stuff. And that was fine. It was good. It went up and down. Loads of fun. We got off. She went and built some stuff in the cafe, where there was more younger children orientated, but you could build buildings and test them for earthquakes, which I thought was pretty cool. What I then found was that you could look out of the window of the cafe and see the car park, and I did can we see our car from here? And I went, holy fucking shitballs, what is going on out there? There were people queuing for spaces. There were people queuing to get into the car park. There were people holding spaces by going and standing in them. People were pulling out and vehicles were pulling straight into the space they were leaving. It was fucking insanity. And I'm not talking a tiny little car park. I'm talking a car park that's got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of spaces. It was fucking chaos. And I'm like, we've got to get out of there. It looked like any car park at Christmas. Like 20th of December kind of car park. I was having some sort of like, I can't even describe it. Like, I don't want to use the anxiety word, but holy shit balls. I haven't seen anything like it on a fucking Sunday in May. So I've now got the knowledge that we have that to deal with. So my daughter's like, oh, let's go on this again, and let's go here. And then there was like a photo opportunity with a Lego person. We went and did that. We went toilets and stuff, and I was like, look, do you feel like we're done here? She was like, yeah, kind of. I was like, there's still another thing to look at, but it's kind of on the way out. She was like, we can be done. I was like, okay. So we went down this sort of area, we went into the space area where they had all sorts of spacey stuff. Then we had a couple of photo opportunities with like big Lego pieces, which we did. And then it was, as always, exit through the gift shop. I'm not expecting a massive amount. I'm just like, it's going to be Lego, isn't it? Fuck me. They got me, bro. They got me good. I walked in. The Lego is Lego price. Like, it's not like, oh, you're here, so we're going to charge you more. Because ultimately, you could go over the road and buy Lego. So they had no reason to charge you more for it. So it was just reasonably priced. We go, she starts building like minifigures. I'm looking at the thing. It's like, oh, you can actually take these home if you pay for them. She's like, I'm going to make some. I was like, fine, you do that. I'm going to go and have a little look. And that's where everything went wrong, because I started finding stuff like, I don't know, the Back to the Future DeLorean Lego for like 20 something quid. I was like, oh no, you're going to have to come home with me. Damn it. I did buy a birthday present while I was there. And then my daughter's like, oh, I've got this. Oh, wait, there's a Harry Potter one. I was like, okay. So she starts getting upset. She was like, I don't want to pick between my minifigures because I spent ages building them, but I want the Harry Potter one. I was like, it's a £5, darling. Why don't you just get it? I was like, look, I'll tell you what, you get that and I'll get that for my son. And then everybody got something, didn't they? Especially me. I bought a birthday present, so I feel like I'd, done my bit there. And then we left. Off we go to Tim Hortons. Get us, I say us, I got me a drink and she had a meal and a half. So we had that to deal with. And then we left. We went back, got some cake to take home. We got some bits from Timmy's to take home, obviously, but there was the cafe where we were at, they did big cake. And I was like, oh, let's get one of these for Mummy. She'll really like that. I'll have 2, please. And we went to the car park. And I'm like, hey, it's not as bad as when we were looking out the window. It was still bad enough. We got to the car. And as we got to the car, a van pulled up in front of the car. And I'm like, you're waiting for me to leave, aren't you? Well, Sir Jim, you're going to be there a while because I've got a child to put in the car. I've got bags to put in the car. I've got music to put on. I've got sat nav to set, and I ain't leaving until I've done all of those things. So strap in, buddy. You're going to be there a while. And you know something? He was there a while. Didn't budge an inch. Waited that entire time until we finally pulled out. He pulled in. I was like, bro. We come out of the place. They're parking on the street outside. I'm like, what the fuck is this place? Because it wasn't even that busy in there. And the only thing I could think was, people know that they can go park there for free and walk through to the Trafford Centre. That's the only reason this car park is like this. But why the fuck are people parking like that to go to the fucking Trafford Centre? I haven't been to Trafford Centre in years and years and years and years and years, but I can't imagine they're giving away free crack. Holy shit, that was fucking insanity. On a Sunday in May. Honestly. Oh, just the fucking worst. We get out, the sat nav wants to send us around a roundabout that doesn't exist. Ended up putting us in the wrong place. I was like, look, fuck this shit. I know which way we came, so we're going back that way, and then you can decide from there, Miss Sat Nav lady. Which she did eventually. And off we went. And we got 10 minutes down the road. Me and my daughter are chatting. She's saying what an amazing day she said. She really loved it and all this. And then next thing, this pillow appears in the rearview mirror. I'm like, you're looking tired, darling. And then 2 minutes later, I said something and I looked in the back and I was like, oh, sorry, did I wake you up? I was like, you go to sleep. I'll just drive the next hour on my own. And that is exactly what happened. Now, luckily for everybody involved, the weather had sort of improved over Manchester way. But it was, once we got so far back, it was bad weather. And we just drove in silence because she was asleep. She woke up 7 miles from home. And that was our day. Now then. I said to her at the end of the day, I was like, I hope for you it made a memory. That was the thing I wanted for you. I wanted you to have a memory. I wanted to make a memory for you that you will look back on and go, that was a good day. And there was points where she was like we were walking out to go over to Tim Hortons, and she turns to me, she's like, today's the best day I've ever had. And I'm like, I don't believe that's true, but I like the sentiment. There was a point we set off in the car. She was like, this is nice. Me and you don't really spend time together, just me and you. I was like, no, we don't. And that's kind of the point. The point is we're doing this so that it's me and you and we're doing something together. And she got a lot from it. I got a lot from it. I took a lot of lovely pictures. And it was just nice. It was just a nice day. And like I say, I do hope in years to come, she's the one with the memory. She'll be like, do you remember this thing that happened when I was 2? I'm like, nope. And then she relays every single detail to you, and you're like, I'm still struggling to remember that point in time, darling, but you certainly remember it, don't you? It's like that. So I'm thinking she'll remember. I'm hoping she remembers it fondly. But it was good. I've got more Lego to build now. Yay. That's the week that was. Couple of TV series. One that's might be as surprising to you as it was to Leanne. I'm pretty sure I finished Mole, and I found that to be unexpected. I found it to be quite surprising. I watched episodes 6, 7, and 8. I think I was like halfway through 6 last Monday, but I didn't review it. And then I just watched the rest. I did like a long-ish treadmill session, or 2 treadmill sessions, or something like that, and basically just smashed through what I believe seems to be the last few episodes. I wouldn't say it ended on not like it ended on a cliffhanger. It just ended. I went to look at watching the next episode, or what I thought was going to be the next episode, and there was nothing there. The program had kind of disappeared. I was like, I don't know what's gone on here, but I might have finished it. I will go back and look again, but I might have finished it. I am rewatching Devil May Cry in preparation for the new series, which comes out on the 12th of this month. Me and Leanne finished whatever it was we were watching. Can't think now. Obviously, we watched the rest of Barry, but anyway, not important. What is important is we were looking for something to watch, and she was like, what about this and what about that? And I was like, what about this and what about that? And we couldn't really marry the two up. Like, I wanted to watch, I'd quite like to watch Righteous Gemstones. She doesn't seem to have any interest. She wants to watch like these random, like one's like a British drama, and there was another one, and I was like, I've got no real interest in any of those. So I was like, what about this? We were 8 series into a long-running TV program when we never finished it. She was like, yeah, sure, I'm up for that. I was like, cool. It's like, before we commit to that, I've got a program to suggest, and I think you'll be surprised. She was like, I'm not watching Invincible. It's like, it's not Invincible. So I put Netflix on, and I scrolled through because I knew it would be there, like main page somewhere. And I scrolled, and then I found it. And she was talking away to me, and then I was like, "So, what do you think?" And she looked at the TV. She was like, "What?" I was like, "Yep, told you." She was like, "That really surprises me." I was like, "Let me explain." I was like, "The algorithms got hold of me at some point, and it's shown me a clip from this series that I've obviously watched. So now it just shows me clips from this series, and I've kind of got invested in it. And at this point in time, I've kind of seen a lot of the series, and I'm really invested. And I don't think that the main character is the main character. I think that one of the other characters seems to be the main character. All of this. She was like, I've got no objections to watching it, and we can give it a try. I was like, okay. So we've now watched the first 4 episodes of Young Sheldon. Now, as some people know, some of my friends know, I had a big falling out with The Big Bang Theory because it just turned into the single most laziest writing I think I've ever experienced in a TV show, and I had to stop watching it. As I've said many times in the past, if you use the phrase, it practically writes itself, you are not doing your job properly. And to me, The Big Bang Theory just was phoning it in past a certain point, and it got really bad. And I stopped watching partway through a series, which I think I owned, and I was done. That was that. But I keep seeing clips of young Sheldon, and I keep thinking, I don't think Sheldon's the main character. I think one of his brothers is the main character, and I like some of the story acts that are coming up, and it seems like a fun watch. So let's give it a try. So we've watched the first 4 episodes. I will say this, I did mention it was on Netflix. So the first episode is 20 minutes long. There were 2 adverts in it. I wasn't happy about the first one. Imagine what happened when the second one came on. Oh, mama. I had a conniption. Anyway, 4 episodes down. I saw on the list of episodes, because Leanne's like, how many is in the series? I was like, a lot. And we looked. I saw like there's an episode, like a couple of episodes down, it's like episode 6. I was like, I know that's a good episode. I've seen a lot of clips from it. So she doesn't seem to hate it. So she's kind of been like, well, you can watch it if you want. So we'll see how we get on with that. Computer game wise, there's been a big Crimson Desert update. I can't say, oh, this thing has really changed and I'm really loving it. What I can say is I've dialed a couple of things in. I've made some changes to some weapons. I've leveled some weapons up. I've leveled my character up. And I am now finally, probably 60 hours into this game, I would say I'm now finally starting to feel like you see in all the videos where like the moves look super cool and stuff. I took what's called an abyss gear off a sword that I'd picked up at some point because I wanted it on my other sword, and now my other sword is super cool. I had to enter this like tournament. It was like a fighting tournament, and I beat the champion, and I got these 2 super cool gloves that like electricity sparks off them. Just that's what they do. You don't get like an electric effect, like you can't add electricity to anything, but they just look fucking awesome, and they build your combo multiplier thing. So every time you hit something, the next time you hit it, it's stronger. I'm enjoying it a lot at the moment. It's really ticking a lot of boxes for me at the moment, and I'm really finally in the zone now where I'm like, I can see what people were talking about. I can see why this is the way it is, why it reviews the way it reviews, why people just, rave about it the way they rave about it. And it really is the game that I hoped it would be. And the fact that we get like an update a week. They did an update, they did a hot fix. I think they had to patch it because it wasn't quite working, but it was all rolled out in a timely manner, and I cannot fault them as a company for just getting content updates, just one after another. It's been really good. Speaking of, Into the Radius 2, obviously we're in version 1 now, so this is the actual release. I've been playing through the story and other bits and bobs. They also did a hotfix which killed all the mods, which was really fucking annoying. I left it a couple of days. I was like, I'm not messing around here. I will just not play it for a couple of days. Let the modders fix the mods. I'll go back in with the mods and everything's fine. The only one I'm noticeably missing at this point in time is the stamina mod. So I still have to deal with stamina. Been working through the story. The story has so far been the same as it was in the beta up to this point. But I am now starting to move towards a point in time where the story ended in the beta. A little bit twitchy on that one. However, I did want to mention something that happened last night. I go to the shop. I'm feeling spicy. I'm feeling saucy. I've got money in my pocket. I go around the corner and I go, what the fuck? Where do these weapons come from? I walk over to see what they are, not expecting anything overly special, anything like that. And then I go, whoa, mama. Because on a board are the original Colt 1911 and a super updated, modernized version of the Colt 1911. One of my favorite, I was thinking about this today. This sounds weird to say, but it's one of my favorite guns. because I'd seen this thing talking about 45 ammo, and I was like, I don't think there's a gun in the game that has 45 ammo. Well, there is now, and I've got a mod that makes a really big clip. So this gun will hold 70 rounds of ammo, and I'm like, cool. So I put all the attachments on it. It looks super badass, and I took it out in the field for a little test drive, and I might get rid of all other guns. I might get rid of all of the guns, and I might just get like 3 of these and just stick them all over me and be like, there we go, I'm done. 9 different clips full of ammo, and just be like, here, that's me done. Because if you put like a laser sight on it with a great sort of sight on so you can see stuff, you can take out anything. You can take stuff out in one shot. That's better than some of the freaking sniper rifles. I was a super happy boy and ran off to give it a test run. And like I say, I might just get rid of all the other guns. I don't need any of the others now. I am done. I might put like a sniper sight on one and use it as a sniper rifle, even though it's a handgun, because, you know, fuck yeah, baby. So yeah, in, me trying to keep things tight on the podcast these days, this has, as we all knew was going to happen, run for over an hour at this point in time. And yeah, but what I will say is this: I felt it was tight. It's my favourite phrase at the moment. I don't know why. Anyway, I'll let you guys go. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here, and I'll catch you next time. So there you go. What do you think's that? Another one done. Another one gone. How are we finding the format? I know I keep saying that it's tighter and all these words that are supposed to mean something, but I am trying to make it a little bit more concise. Does that work? Does that make sense? Let me know. Drop me a line. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. Leave a review where you can leave a review, and check out the website. Over there, we've got social media links and an email button. You can drop me a line and say it's still not working for us, or you can say, yeah, this version is better, or you just say hi. Just hi. Hi's fine. Right. There we go. That's enough of that. I've forgotten how to end this, so I'm going to say that's enough from me, and I'll catch you next time. Tatty bye.
This is a Cookie Cast production.